Got started in network marketing, I went full-time right away because there was no place else where I could really make money. I wasn't really employable. I was young, and so I went full-time. And when I ran out of prospects in that company, what the method of operation was back in the late 80s was to run newspaper advertisements. To go into the local newspaper and put it in sales or marketing or dissatisfied nurses or whatever, looking for dissatisfaction. You dissatisfied? You're looking for opportunity? You want to change your life? You're sick of all the other options that are out there? Give me a call. So we would place that on, Friday through the weekend. The phone would start ringing, and we'd set up appointments. We'd say, come on in. And at the beginning, we didn't have any place to meet them, so I met them in the lobby of hotels. I'll meet you in the lobby of the Embassy Suites. I'll meet you at, Starbucks wasn't there at that time as that little destination. But I'm really busy. I've got 30 minutes. I can meet you at the Hilton in between my meetings. I'll see you there. So I would just go sit down with somebody and say, okay, here's what we have, and here's how you can improve your life. Here's my third party. And it was banging in order to be able to create a result. Because if you're full-time, sometimes you need stuff like Todd just did just to fill the time, to get something going. Here's the mindset that I had. Move heaven and earth to start a new line. And then dive into that line with the fundamentals that work. Because here's the thing. If I come out and I move heaven and earth to find Mike. But now I find Mike. I've gone through my 300 people. Everybody's tired of hearing from me. My warm market's a little battered, right? Here's how I can get a new warm market. Move heaven and earth, whatever I got to do. Anything. If I got to, walk around until I see somebody sharp and say, man, you're sharp. What do? You got to be good at what I do. You want to have a cup of coffee? I'm like a talent scout. I'm looking for talent, and you look like talent to me. So it's like, all right. Whatever. I've done it all. I've called from the phone book hey, I'm looking for some talented people. I don't know if you fit that description. Whatever. I'd practice. I'd run the ads. I did the ads in the little trade publications, network marketing trade publications. I learned a trick from Jeff Roberti. You want to know this trick? I told him, Jeff, I ran out. Dude, I ran out. I have nothing left. He said, you just got to start a new line. I said, well, how do I start a new line? He said, I'll give you a trick. Here's something that I do. Back then, there was a number of trade publications in network marketing, these little magazines that people would run ads in, come join my business, come join my opportunity, buy this stuff, whatever. National Enquirer was being used quite a bit. Ads in the National Enquirer, USA Today. You'd find these, opportunity, come join me, right? He said, get the back issues, 6 to 12 months old, because they're sick of whatever they're doing right now. They thought they were going to get rich. Call that same number because it's still going to work and say, how's it working out for you? And start a conversation with those people because they'll be looking for opportunity. Okay, I got some great lines from doing that. Whatever you got to do. Today we have technology and there's a number of different tactics you can use to move heaven and earth. Now, don't go down the rabbit hole and stay there. You don't need to stay there because here's the deal. If I move heaven and earth and I end up with Mike has the rest of this, let's say the rest of you are Mike's warm market. Now Mike stand up, Mike. Now I'm going to say, turn around. Who are we going to go talk to? Let's talk to him. Let's talk to her. Let's go talk to him. Let's get in the car. Let's get on the phone. Let's go make it happen. Now I got a whole fresh new warm market. And people who don't know me, my failings, my disappointments, my falling down, my screw-ups, they don't know any of that stuff. Mike's introducing me as the expert. I come in and we have some conversation. Now I got a fresh new whole warm market that we can dive into. Now I'm good again. Right? Thanks, Mike. So important to be able. Now here's the thing. Here's the danger. The danger of cold market strategies is this. I need a pad of paper. Oh, I got a pad. Can I take this from underneath here? Okay. Here's the danger of cold market strategies. Person is in MLM. They have struggle. They go to cold market stuff. Okay? And when they're doing cold market stuff, they can maybe figure out a way to make a few dollars. Maybe they're trying to create a program that creates leads that'll pay them a few dollars while they're creating leads or whatever. So their original intent was to go here to get some leads to bring it back to MLM. But they don't. They build a firewall here. And they live over in this world. Oh, now they're selling leads, or now they've got this little program, and now they're not back into the business that they were in the first place, and they lost their way. They went down the rabbit hole. Now they're not making the money that they'd hoped that they would make. So here's the thing. If you have skills, we can eliminate this. We can get rid of the struggle. You don't have to have that piece. So it's okay to dive over here for a moment to start a new line. A new line is very valuable. Most of the $1 million earners in their entire career, I mean, Robert, how many lines would you say have generated the wealth in your business? 3. 3 lines. He makes $1 million a year. 3 lines. The thing is, you don't know who they're going to be. You just don't. How many lines of significance have you started? I mean, they're making some money. Have you started in your career? 7. How many people have you sponsored? Yeah, personally. 30? What? Really? Lazy. You throw them all deep? Okay. He's throwing them all deep. He's grabbing Mike, and he's going deep into that line, going deep into that line, going deep into that line. Fine. So you think about, here's what I think about, the value of a line. I'll move heaven and earth to get a new line. Find somebody who's hungry, somebody who's dissatisfied, somebody who's ready, whatever you got to do. I'll move heaven and earth. But you cannot stay there. You got to come back to the fundamentals. Part of network marketing, in my opinion, has lost their way by pointing to the struggle and saying, hey, the water's a little warmer over here in this cold market arena. It's not. Make sure that you have the discipline to come back to what's real for you, what will give you the future that you want. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in the hustle. Okay? Let's get back to where we started yesterday. Can you throw up the next slide, please? Step 1 is what? You're in a hurry. Step 2 is what? Compliment. Step 3 is the invitation. I like to invite to a tool whenever possible. So let me open this up so I can use it as a prop. Step 4 is if I would you. The most powerful phrase in all of network marketing. If I would you. It's been my secret weapon for about 20 years. If I would you. Secret weapon. It's unbelievable what this does. Here's why it works. It's reciprocal. I'm not offering anything to you unless you're willing to make a commitment to me. I'm just not. If I would you. I don't say, will you? I don't do that. That doesn't feel attractive. It puts you in a place of power and control. You're in control of the situation. You're in control of the process. You have something of value. You're not begging. You're not needy. You're not whining. You're not pleading. You've got something of value. You value you. You have an opportunity, but you also value yourself. If I would you. I have a DVD here that explains everything better than I could. If I gave it to you, would you watch it? I have a CD that explains it better than I can. If I gave it to you, would you listen to it? I have a website link that explains it better than I can explain it. If I gave you that website link, would you review it? I have a magazine that describes our opportunity better than I can describe it. If I gave it to you, would you read it? See what I'm saying? Not saying I'm going to. But if I did, would you take the action? It is the most powerful question in all of MLM. There isn't a situation where it doesn't work. Some of these cool things that you hear, these cool scripts or whatever, they don't really work in real life. This works in real life, in every situation, with every company, with everything that could possibly come up. I've never seen it not work. If I would you. Works virtually every time. So, examples. If I gave you a DVD, would you watch it? If I gave you a CD, would you listen to it? If I gave you a magazine or some other printed material, would you read it? If I gave you a link to a website, would you watch it? If I invited you to a invitation-only webinar, would you attend? If I invited you to a special invitation-only conference call, would you listen in? Invitation-only is important 2 words, by the way. Learn to add that to event-oriented things. If I invited you to a special invitation-only, private conference call, would you listen in? Now it has more value. If I would you. Now, let me back up. Give me your name again. Susan, sorry. If I go to Susan and I say, Susan, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm running out the door, but I've always respected the fact that you've got a bright attitude about life. You've got an open mind when it comes to looking at things. You're just kind of a bright human being. You brighten the room. Every time you come into the room, you brighten the room. It makes everybody feel better. I thought you should know that. Listen, I don't know, recently you told me that you really wanted to do more for your kids than you've been able to do up until that point, but you were limited based upon your job. When you told me that, were you serious? You're just kidding around. You're serious? Well, listen, I think I've got a way for you to get it. Yeah. I got some information here. All the information's on this DVD. It's about 15 minutes long. If I gave you this DVD, would you watch it? It'll explain it better than I could. Sure. It's kind of unnatural to say no. How long did that take? 40 seconds? I did all 4 steps. It's nothing. It's natural for her. It's unnatural. Didn't it feel, you felt like maybe you should throw in an objection and it didn't feel right, did it? The objection is just like, no, that doesn't feel right. Because what's there to object to? I didn't say, anything other than I've got a DVD explains it better than I could. If I gave it to you, would you watch it? It seems unreasonable to say no. 95% of the time, they'll say yes. 5% of the time, if they know you really well, they might go, what's going on? 5%. And if they say what's going on, they say, well, what's going on is I've got a DVD that can explain it better than I can. You'll find out in a minute. If you watch it, you'll see. Well, tell me more about it. The DVD can do it better than I can. You know what? We waste both of our time. Plus, I'm not as good at doing it as the DVD can. Okay? So if I give you an audio, would you listen? If I give you a DVD, would you watch? If I give you a link, if I give you a magazine, will you review it? Yes or no? They'll say yes. Okay? So then you go to now. If they say yes, are they going to do it? No. You think you're done. You're not done. If I go to Susan and I say, Susan, if I give this to you, will you watch it? She says yes. She's doing that mostly to make this a comfortable interaction. She's not doing it to say, yes, I'm going to drop everything and immediately go watch it. But she said yes, and it's friendly and it's fun. Okay? What do you think the percentage chance of her watching it without me harassing her for weeks? 10%, 5%? Very low percentage. I'm going to show you how to get to 80%. 80. Okay? This little process, really simple. Every one of you can learn it. It's in your script book. It's also in the actual GoPro book. You can study over time. Step 5 is to get the time commitment. Confirmation number 1. I go to Albert. If I give you this DVD, would you watch it? He says, sure. When do you think you can see it for sure? Tomorrow. I don't ask, can you see it right away? Can you see it today? Can you see it tomorrow? Because now I'm making the appointment. I want him to make the appointment. I'm not putting a commitment on him. I'm asking him to put the commitment on himself. This is downhill gravity, automatic, versus pushing a rock uphill, what most of you have been doing up until this point. When do you think you could listen to it for sure? So let's say I'm doing this with this whole front row. So when do you think you could see the DVD for sure? Next Wednesday. When do you think you could see it for sure? Sunday evening. When do you think you could see it for sure? Monday evening. When do you think you could see it for sure? Monday. When do you think you could see it for sure? Tomorrow morning. Do I care what answer? I don't care. It's their appointment. They're filling their calendar. I'm not. If they say, I can't do it until after Christmas. What day after Christmas? December 28th. No problem. Next, please. Don't suggest the time for them. Ask the question and wait. This makes it real. Now, I asked the first question, if I gave it to you, would you watch it? She goes, yeah. When do you think you could see it for sure? In her mind, she goes, oh. Now she has to go inside her mind and think about when she's going to watch it. She's got to think about her schedule, her kids, her work, her life. Can she find a DVD player? Okay, so Susan, when do you think you could watch it for sure? Tomorrow night. I use for sure. It sounds silly, but it works. When do you think you could see it for sure? Tomorrow night. Fantastic. Now they've said yes twice. Yes, I'll watch it. I'll watch it by tomorrow night. Step 6, confirmation number 2. Confirm the time commitment. If they say they'll watch the DVD by Tuesday, your response would be, so if I called you on Wednesday, you've seen it for sure, right? I'm doing is that it's just confirming what they said. When do you think, if I give this to you, Albert, when do you think you could see it for sure? Tomorrow for sure. So if I call you tomorrow night, will you have seen it for sure by then? All right. So that's my confirmation. So he said yes, he said yes, he said yes. 3 times now. They'll either say yes or they'll adjust. They might say, well, when do you think you can see it? By Wednesday. So if I call you by Thursday, you've seen it for sure. They go, oh, maybe call me Friday. So they'll adjust it a little bit. No problem. So if I call you Friday, you've seen it for sure, right? Now they've confirmed 3 times. You've asked the questions. Their answers made the appointment. They made it. You didn't make it. You want to know how the professionals do this? How you get to 80% on everybody you talk to in a way that does not get rejection? You do not get rejected if you do it professionally. You will never feel rejected if you do it professionally. You rarely feel rejected when you do this professionally. Step 7 is schedule the next exposure. So Albert, if I give you this DVD, when do you think you've seen it for sure? Tuesday morning. So if I call you, later in the day, Tuesday, you'll seen it for sure, right?
Probably, yeah.
Well, you said probably, yeah. What time for sure? 6 o'clock for sure. All right. So if I call you after 6 o'clock, you've seen it for sure, right?
Sure.
All right. What's the best number and time for me to call?
Okay. Tomorrow on my cell.
On your cell, what time?
6:30.
6:30. Wonderful. Now they've said yes 4 times. They've scheduled the appointment. They're not going to avoid your call. Super simple. Your numbers will go from 5% to 80% with this approach. And when you understand the value of a new line, you'll understand the value of just following this simple process. Now, we're going to practice this morning this simple process, 1 through 8. Oh, step 8, I got to tell you. Get off the phone. Shut up. Be done. The appointment's scheduled. Now you just go, whew. Well, let me tell you why I'm so excited about what you're about to see. And it's la, 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 la. And then I go, whoa. This whole thing should be 3 minutes, maximum. So if I'm talking to Darlene, and let's say Darlene is my sister. Okay, and I'm calling my sister, and I'm going to use a indirect approach. Okay? So I'll give you an example all the way through. Hey, Darlene, I'm glad I caught you. Hope you're doing good. I'm running out the door. Don't have a lot of time. Do you have a minute? Yes, you do? Listen, one of the things I love about you more than anything else is you're my sister. You support me no matter what. And I appreciate that. I just want you to know that means a lot to me. Now, I've started something new that I'm excited about, but to be honest with you, even brother to sister, I'm a little nervous. It's brand new to me. I don't have all the skills yet. I think I can create a big future, but I need a friendly face to practice on. Can I practice on you? If I made it easy on you, it won't take too long. If I practice with you, would you let me do that? Of course, I love you. Well, listen, all the information about what I'm doing is on this DVD here. It's about 10 minutes long. If I gave you this DVD, would you watch it for me? Absolutely. Fantastic. When do you think you could see it for sure? Tonight. Fantastic. So if I call you tomorrow, you've seen it for sure, right? Huh? For me, definitely. Awesome. So what's the best number and time for me to call? Call your cell, what time? About 8:30 in the morning or in the evening? Tonight. You want me to call you tonight? Okay, I'll call you tonight, 8:30. Thank you so much. You are my sister. Mwah. And then I give it. Once I'm done, then I give it. I don't give it and then try and confirm it. I wait to give it until she's made the commitment. Was that natural or unnatural? Was that comfortable with a family member or uncomfortable? Here's what's uncomfortable. You're my family. You should do this. We could all do this together. We'd be the super family. Come on, let's go. Whoa. That feel respectful? Did you feel honored in the process? Did you feel pressured at all? You feel your arm was twisted? We got to a third-party exposure. Made you feel good. You're going to find when we role play this that as the prospect, you feel good. It's weird. There isn't that tension that you would expect is there. When you just learn to practice this a little bit. So that was an indirect approach to a family member. Now I'm going to go to Albert. And Albert, what's your background, Albert?
Originally,
Truck driver. Okay, were you dissatisfied with being a truck driver? Absolutely. So I go to Albert, and I know Albert and I are friends. And I know Albert is sick and tired of being a truck driver, and I'm going to use a direct approach because he and I are friends. I've got something that'll help him. I have compassion for him. I want to see him get out of that truck and on with his life. Okay? So I get a hold of Albert and I say, Albert, listen, I'm running out the door, don't have a lot of time, but I'm glad I caught you. You have a minute? Yeah, he's got a minute. Albert, let me tell you something about you that I really admire. You've got drive, you've got ambition. You might not have the circumstance that you want right now, but you've got something in you that just makes other people feel good. I don't know what it is, but you do. You know what I mean? And I've run into something. And when you told me you wanted to get out of that truck and find something else, but you didn't quite know how to make that happen, without jeopardizing your family, were you serious? You just kidding around? You were real serious. Well, listen, I think I've got a way for you to do it. I've got a CD here. Explains it better than I could. Albert, if I gave you this CD, would you listen to it? You can listen to it in the truck. All right. When do you think you can listen to it for sure?
Probably
Tomorrow night. So if I called you the day after tomorrow, you have heard it for sure, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. All right. What's the best time for me to call?
Probably after 6.
After 6? What's the best number? Your cell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cell phone after 6? Give me a specific time after 6.
6:30.
6:30 for sure. All right. Can't wait for you to get your feedback on it. I'm excited for your future. I got to go. I'm done. How long did that take? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. How did it feel, Albert?
Good.
Felt good. Could you do that with a product sample with your company? If your company has product samples? If I gave you this product sample, would you try it? If I gave you this link, would you watch it? If I gave you this special invitation-only number for this special conference call, would you attend? See what I'm saying? Simple questions. Professionals ask questions. The questions make the appointment. The appointment makes it easy. Okay? All right, now find the page here that has all of it put together. There's some examples in the back of the booklet. What's the first example? What does it say? Person who hates their job, direct approach. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Now, everybody's got to work with me now. I will tell you this. Did I sound natural doing what I just did? Did it sound comfortable? That's because I've done it a long time. But here's the good news. You could become super comfortable with this in any situation within about 48 hours. Or you can struggle for the next 48 months. It's totally up to you. I'm not kidding. I'm going to show you right now how comfortable this feels. This is what the professionals do, and this is why the professionals get big results. What I want you to do when I say so is I want you to stand up. I want you to go find a partner that you do not know, that you have not used before. I want you to get face to face. I want you to decide who is the prospect and who is the distributor. And I want you to do example number 1. Literally read through it with as much energy as you can put into it and I want you to see how it feels. Okay? Everybody ready? Set? Go. buy it. Okay, as soon as you are completed, reverse it, give it to the other person, and have them go through it, if you haven't done so already.
What if I called out?
Okay, wrap it up. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Back to your seats, please. Back to your seats. Back to your seats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big round of applause. Okay. Tell me some things that you learned during that exercise. Easy. Natural. Comfortable. The more you practice, the better you get. What? Effective. It works around the world, in every culture, with every company. I've rarely found a process that will actually do that. This actually does. It doesn't just sound good, it actually works in real life. No question. Those of you who were being the prospect, how did it feel? Professional? Comfortable? Did you feel honored? Did you feel complimented and respected? Did it feel, overall, did it feel good? Was there any time where you just went, something's wrong? Not really, right? Not really. Now, some of you are going to attract a little bit of that because, you've made some mistakes in your life with the people that you talk to. So they're going to be maybe judging this based upon the mistakes you've made in your life, and that's okay. But you can actually put that into your invitation. Listen, I've made mistakes in my life, and I'm trying to avoid them, and I need some help from my friends and family to help me make some right decisions. Wrap in whatever you can't defend, promote. Whatever you can't defend, promote. Yeah, but I went bankrupt. Promote it. Don't hide from it. Promote it. I went bankrupt and now I'm rebuilding and nobody's going to get in my way now. I'm going to make it happen. Yes. Mm-hmm. The confirmation process is the only thing that's a little bit different. If you're inviting somebody to a conference call, you're going to do the, I'm in a hurry, you're going to do the compliment, you're going to do the invitation, but the invitation is going to end with, there's a special invitation-only conference call that will explain it better than I could. If I gave you the dial-in number for that call, would you attend? For sure. And they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. And say, when that call is done, can we just have a quick conversation because I want to get your feedback on it. So you're setting the next appointment on the end of it. Or you're saying, would it be all right if I called and three-wayed you into that call? You can take one of those two approaches to make it more real. Three-way them into the call, or let's talk immediately after the call. Okay, what's the best number for me to call? And then just wrap it up that way. The confirmation process is slightly different, but you're still going to be getting a commitment and trying to drive them towards that activity. You with me? All right. Whatever you can't defend, promote. If you're broke, promote it. If you're bankrupt, promote it as your reason. If you've never done anything like this before and everybody knows you've never done anything like this before, promote it. Don't defend it, promote it. Whatever you can't defend, promote. Get aggressive. Put it in your story. I was financially wrecked in early 2005. Financially wrecked. I put all my money into a company outside of network marketing, personal development company called Better Life Media. Raised about $10 million, good chunk of it mine, and we lost it all. I put everything on the line in every direction. So I got back into the profession as a distributor in June of 2005. No money, right? None. Losing the house, the $4 million house that I had eventually sold for $3 million. No credit. Using my mom and dad's American Express card to get by. No cash. I found an opportunity and I started, and that was my story. I promoted that fact. I didn't say I'm Mr. Cool. I said, I'm Mr. Cool who lost it, but don't bet against me. Because I'm going to win. Whoever gets around me, you're never going to find somebody hungrier than me. I'm the definition of hungry. People get around me, they're going to get wealthy with the scraps that fall off this table. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, but I don't know anybody. Promote the fact that you don't know anybody. Yeah, but I've never done anything like this before. Promote the fact you've never done anything like this before. Yes, but I don't speak the native language here very well. Promote the fact that you don't. You're young, promote the fact that you're young. You're old, promote the fact that you're old. I'm old, but I'm not finished. If nobody's ever given you a chance, promote the fact that nobody's ever given you a chance. They've never given me a chance, and guess what? I'm done waiting. I'm going to give myself a chance right now, and I'm going to help other people do the same thing. Are you with me or not? See what I mean? Whatever you can't defend, promote. You have no liabilities. All of your liabilities are assets if you choose to position. If you hide behind them, if you're embarrassed, if you're meek and timid, yes, I know I'm really young. Yes, I know. I've never done anything like this. But yes, I know I've been in 12 companies. Yes, I know. Promote it. I'm done bouncing. What do you think Jim Faubert did after he went through 40 companies? When he joined the last one, he said, you know what? I found the home. I'm done for real. You don't need to believe me. You don't need to not believe me, but watch what I do. I'm locked in, baby. I put my work clothes back on. These are called overalls, and I'm ready to work. And I'm going to create wealth for the people who are going to believe in me when a lot of people won't. There is no such thing as a liability if you really want a future. The only liability is if you apologize to the world. Then it'll become real. Got it? All your limitations just went away, didn't they? Now they're tools. They're tools. They're not liabilities. Okay, we're going to go through a couple more examples. I know this is work, and I know you got to move around and do all this stuff, but I promise you this is valuable stuff. This will help you as you start to move into a groove. Example number 2 here is to a good friend with an indirect approach. I want you to get up and find a new person that you have not talked to before, that you do not know, and I want you to do example number 2 back and forth. You've got 5 minutes to do it both ways. Ready? Go. Two minutes. 2 minutes. Once you're done, head back to your seat, please. All right, start making your way back to your seat, please. Remember, step 8 is stop talking. All right, big round of applause. Now, without making some of you suicidal, what would have happened if you did this approach with every single family member and every close friend? What would the difference be? Now, that's depressing, isn't it? Here's the exciting part of that. You can save your new person that pain by showing them, here's how we're going to approach your close family and friends in a way that makes you comfortable and them comfortable. You can practice that with them for 10 minutes, back and forth, until they go, okay, I kind of got this. And they make a few calls, and they use the, listen, I'm practicing approach, and everybody forgives them for that. And they have a comfortable little process. Now their family becomes educated on what they're doing. They may or may not join, but there's not tension during the holidays. All right, give me some insights of what you observed during this last exercise. Yeah. Huh? Say again. It's getting easier. We've only done it a couple times. And it's already getting easier. Yes? You can already stray from the script a little bit, and you still have the basic flow and concept. You can say your own words, can't you? Yeah. You build a connection with that person in a very short period of time. It is an instant rapport builder. Yes. As a prospect, you want to help. It's kind of like when a person comes up and says, can you give me directions to the church? Person wants to give directions if they know them, right? It's that kind of feeling, isn't it? You're helping out your fellow person. Yes. Less stress. You have structure, right? And it's comfortable, and you know that they're feeling good about it. Yes. Feels confident. You still got to practice. Yep. It's almost like a game. It's fun. It's like a social experiment. There's no good experiences, no bad experiences, just learning experiences. You did this with strangers. You knew it was a game. And yet, when you were the prospect, how did you feel? Good. You knew it was a game and you still felt good. When they don't know it's a game, how do you think they're going to feel? Good. Yeah. You're not afraid of a no. Because did it feel natural to throw a no into any of the processes when you were doing it? Completely unnatural. Somebody who throws a no into that is an unreasonable person. Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to throw a no in. Yes, sir. Removes the barriers. Yeah. Yes. If you're face-to-face, you give them the DVD. If it's a link, you give them the link over the phone. If they're in local market, maybe you meet at the coffee shop to be able to drop it off to them. Or maybe you swing it by on the way to work or on the way back to work. If they're longer than that, you can drop it in the mail. They'll have it the next day in a local market, or they'll have it in a few days in their local market. Look, I'm going to put it in the mail. You're going to get it. You should get it by about Thursday. You get modified a little bit. It's Monday. You should get it by Thursday. Let's say you get it by Thursday. When do you think you could see it for sure? So you just modify slightly to be able to get the tool, the product, the sample, the whatever into their hands. Any others? Yes, sir. It's not manipulative at all. We're not playing Jedi mind tricks on people. We're not trying to trick anybody. We're not misleading anybody. We're just professionally, what is our goal? Education and inspiration. We're trying to educate the consumer and let them make a decision on their own. But we do it so poorly with no skill that we don't even give them a chance. I got to wait for you to make $1 million. Whoa, 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 whoa. Every red flag in the world pops up. Now, do we believe a person could if they made a decision? Sure we do. But let's be professional. Our goal is education and understanding. Yeah. Any way to get a sit down out of that? Absolutely. You could sit down with them and show them the DVD at a coffee shop. You could sit down with them, show them the magazine while you're sitting down there with them. You know, this is most of the time, and we're going to talk about this in follow-up, this will lead to the next exposure. And the next exposure, and the next exposure, and the next exposure. This is simply a first exposure. It's going to take an average of 4 to 6 exposures for a person to make a decision. Okay? What we want to do is start the process that builds comfort in the relationship. Remember about building trust and transferring belief? This is a professional, simple way, and you're not being somebody that you're not, are you? You're using your own words, right? You're not saying, okay, and the next thing, blah, 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 blah. Your voice changes and everything changes. People go, who is this person that showed up? Who stole my sister? You know, what's going on? Okay, we're going to do 2 more examples, and these are all very important for you to start to internalize the flow. Example number 3 is to a highly successful person using a super indirect approach. A highly successful person where you're saying, look, you're not the candidate, this isn't for you, but, and you're going to go into the process, okay? So find a new person that you have not met yet, connect with them, and start on this. You have 5 minutes. Ready? Go. If you're finished, get back to your seats, okay? Once you're finished, get back to your seats. One minute warning, 1 minute. All right, start finding your way back to your seats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big round of applause. Well done, well done. Okay, give me some insights, some things you learned from that exercise. Easy to go after influential people, isn't it? Yes. Lots of compliments. Yeah. Even though you know it's a game. When you say it's not for you, it's human nature to go, I'll be the judge of that. You just hold on a second. Yeah. When you know what you're going to say, you can concentrate on your passion and your posture and your energy, and you don't have to worry about the words so much. Yeah. High-powered prospects feels in control. This takes care of their ego in a way. They get complimented. They want to reward the young, Bawana that wants to, make a name for themselves in the world? Yeah. Even if it isn't for them. I mean, it's sincere saying, look, this isn't for you. If they say in their minds, what happens most of the time with super indirect approaches, they'll say, yeah, give me the information. I'll check it out. And I'll let you know. And in their mind, they're going to be saying, if I give you some people, we're going to have another conversation. I'm going to be this one above. Yeah. Yeah. You can focus on the tone because you've got, a basic flow of something that you feel you can have a track to run on. Yeah. You can improvise and compromise, customize, because you got a basic flow. You know where you're going to start, you know where you're going to finish. But have you noticed how big a deal it is to say that you're in a hurry and put the compliment up front? It is all important. If you don't, I should have you practice doing it without that. Matter of fact, we're going to do that right now. Do it with the person next to you. The person next to you, I want you to do example number 1. But I want you to start with step 3. Okay? Ready? Go. All right, stop there. Stop there. What difference, how much of a difference is there? It's uncomfortable, isn't it? For everybody. The prospect feels attacked. This is what you've been doing. You feel the difference? It's cold, it's ugly, it's barren, you don't want to be that person on either side. As a prospect, how did you feel? Uncomfortable. As a distributor, how did you feel? Like you were pushing. As a prospect, you feel attacked. All we added was 30 seconds of niceness. And then we said the same words. Isn't that something? Part of this weekend is I want you to feel this. Because when you just felt how good it can feel. And now you got to experience how bad it can feel with the same words. Interesting. Right? Okay. I'm excited for you. Okay, we're going to do one more. This is the last one. And this is to a cold market prospect. Somebody's given you great service. Maybe they brought you, did a great job being a server in a restaurant, or they brought your bags to the room, or they're the concierge in the lobby, or they made something in your life pleasant. You don't know them, you just met them. They made something in your life pleasant, and because of that, you're going to make an invitation to them. Okay? So I want you to find, again, I know this is a pain in the neck, and I know when people ask me to do this thing too, it irritates me too. But I want you to find somebody you don't know again. And I want you to do this, and it'll feel better because it really will feel like cold market. You've got 5 minutes from right now. Go. Both ways. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. When you're done, get back to your seat. After step 8, sit down. Minute. 1 minute. Start making your way back to your chair. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big round of applause. Yay! Okay. Lessons learned during this process. You're going to cold market. Somebody gave you good service. What lessons did you learn? Yes. If you don't compliment me enough, I'm not too interested. Yes, in the back. So many chances you've had to do this. 1,000 million trillion. Especially when you're traveling. When you're traveling and you have a whole ocean of people you are walking through with opportunities in every direction. The line, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but the line really should be what happens outside of your hometown stays outside of your hometown. Anytime you're going anywhere, you're going to the beach, you're going on a cruise, you're going someplace out to eat, whatever, you can reinvent yourself and you can say, you know what, you're really sharp. You could be Steven Spielberg finding that new talent. You could be that talent scout that says, you know what, I'm looking for some sharp people, and I'll tell you what, you are sharp. You don't need to use the exact script. That's an example script. There's some other examples of things that you could use, things that you could say earlier in the book. What other lessons? Yeah. If it's a genuine compliment, there's instant connection. Yeah. Makes it very easy to approach somebody you really don't know. Yeah. It made you feel good to compliment somebody else. Yeah, you're out there making somebody's day. Yeah. Do you like your job? Yeah. Yeah. There's something about psychology in that. If you say, I bet you hate your job, they'll tell you why they love it. If they say, I bet you love your job, they'll tell you the reasons why they hate it. It's just human nature. Just the way it works, yeah. The partner gave a really good tip for the server, yeah. A little extra tip. Doesn't hurt, yeah. Compliment seals the deal. If you try, I won't make you do it because you'll know how it's going to feel. If you take out the fact that you're in a hurry and you take out the compliment and you try and do the same thing, now you are a boorish jerk. You are a predator searching. You're the shark circling. It's an ugly feeling. Yeah. Nobody wants to keep doing what they're doing. This is all part of their journey on their way to their riches. Yeah. People are starving for acknowledgement. Just tell me I'm doing a good job, will you? Because you go anywhere in any town. Vegas is easy to find. There's people who just get abused. Good. Anybody ever work as a blackjack dealer? Anybody? How abused do you get? How many years? 41 years. How many insults are hurled? What's the ratio of yelling, complaining, insults in relation to compliments? 1,000 to 1. Yeah. No matter how much you care, you want to do it, you can't do anything, you just sit there and take it, and take it, and take it, and take it. And that's what most people do, not to that extreme, but that's what most people get as a bellman. That's what most people get as a housekeeper being ignored in the hallway. Versus saying, hey, great job, whatever, they're cleaning your room. You can rescue that person in a way that makes them feel comfortable. Yeah. The housekeeper that cleans her room, she's the one that's getting involved this weekend. Yeah, and yours too? Freedom everywhere. Yes, sir. Bring something with you to collect their contact information. What is the big thing that you have to be if you want to be a professional recruiter? One of the biggest things you have to have is to be prepared. Always be prepared. Now, I asked you not to bring your recruiting materials into this room, but outside of this room and outside of this group, you need to be prepared at all times. You can't do it if you don't have a link, you don't have a DVD, you don't have a CD, you don't have a magazine, you don't have the product sample, you don't have the tool. If you're not prepared, you got to say, yeah, well, give me your information, I'll get back to you. Now you've lost momentum versus being able to schedule that follow-up, and make it happen. Okay? So is this 1 hour valuable for you? Yeah? Here's why I want this book to be a staple. My wish is for every single network marketing distributor to study it, because what we just went through is from page 37 to page 40 or 64. 37 to 64 is everything we just did, including all the scripts, the reasoning behind it, everything else. If you have every distributor in your organization read that and then you practice with them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they practice with their spouse, they practice with their kids, now they can walk out and go, I got this. I got this. I'm not worried anymore. Yeah. Huh? You could, practice to yourself in the mirror if you need to. If you don't have somebody to practice with. Whatever it takes. But I'm just saying, we just practiced. If you added it all up, all of the practice we just did was 20 minutes. All of it. When you did the first one, how many people feel 100% different from the first one to the fourth one? How many people? That's 20 minutes. The doctor here went for 10 years. 20 minutes. What if you rehearsed every possible scenario for 20 hours? You could get close to world class in not very long. This isn't a skill that is outside of your ability to go get. You can be done with it. Put it behind you once and for all and have it be second nature. When it becomes second nature, you become powerful. When it just becomes automatic, you see somebody who's sharp and you automatically go, okay, listen, I don't have time to talk about it right now. That becomes second nature. Compliment becomes second nature. You're going to do this for the rest of your life? I mean, is this the end, or you got something else you want to do? You got bigger dreams? Oh, really? Well, listen, it might be for you, it might not. And, I don't know if you're serious or not, but I've got a DVD that might be able to get you out of here and do something that will be maybe pay you more what you're worth. If I gave it to you, would you watch it? I mean, you're just ready. You're just there. You're just on it. You don't have to say, okay, now I'm going to go into recruiting mindset. You could just relax. And it's not being a predator. It's out rescuing people. If you do it right, you're going to spread, like Bill Austin said, this kindness virus. with everybody you talk to, and nobody will ever feel prospected. They'll all just feel good. Okay? All right, let's keep moving. Got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm excited for you. I really am. Let's go back to this, please. So when you get off the phone, don't talk yourself out of your appointment. When you're done with the interaction, remember you're in a hurry. Say something like, great, got to go. Talk to you then. Hang up. Stop the conversation. Walk away. Be done. It makes it interesting. You're this whirling dervish who came and whoosh, you're gone. And now you've implanted curiosity in the prospect. Some of you, even in these examples, couldn't stop talking. You got to just be done. You'll find that your results are magnified. These little things, all of this, each step sounds intimidating, but it's not intimidating, is it?